What's good? What's good? See if we live. Glory to God. So I always need to start things. And here we are. Are we live? See the chat. Ram, what up? Okay. So yeah, I want to talk about this MPC Live Mini. Just give me a second. I also want to try to do some beat making in the process. Here we go. Alexandros, what's up? Ram, what's good? Adrenaline, what's good? Are they founded? Yeah, that's exactly the first thing I was gonna say. Are the rumors on the Live Mini founded? I mean, I haven't seen any evidence like the SEC file so far, but maybe it's because it doesn't have wireless. Angel, what's good? Yeah, so I think as of right now, it's just a rumor because we've seen some stuff with the MPC-1, with the X. I had some thoughts on that with the 1 and then the X a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about what y'all want it to be. What do you think it'll be? What do you want it to be? What are the chances those two things line up? So I've been asking for a smaller MPC for a while now. Love the 500 back in the day, but of course, having all the power that we have in the new MPCs would be great. So there's a little rumor about it, and I'm hopeful, although it isn't really founded in too much other than a couple people's word, which I don't know. I don't know how much they've seen. They haven't. If they've seen something, they're not giving it up. I don't know what that is, if it's part of a planned kind of leak kind of thing, and some of the people that are out there know a little bit about it. I do think it would be a little bit more secret since we are seeing that the 1 and the X are kind of just upgrades to what we already have, like the new 1, whatever it's called, the 1 MKII or the 1 XL, the MPC XL. I think it is interesting that we only saw like the bottom of the MPC-1. So I think, and it looks like it's the same form factor. One thing I think that is interesting, I had this thought, is that we seen like the MPC XL leak and you don't really see much different on it other than the ether port in the back. I don't think there was even, let me see if I can pull it up, if I can just Google it real quick so I can see for myself. But no, I didn't hear anyone talking about it, and I didn't obviously see like the new touch strip thing that you see on first of all, we saw on the MPC Studio controller, the MPC Studio 2, and then the MPC Key 61. So I think it is kind of curious that we didn't see any of the top of the MPC-1, because I feel like it looks as if the MPC XL has a RAM upgrade, Ethernet port. We don't know what else, but physically on the top, I'm not too familiar with the X. Physically on the top doesn't look like there's anything new, but someone else tell me if they know. I've never seen an X in person, so I wasn't really peeping those little specific details as far as what we saw online in that leak. But we didn't see, all we saw is the schematic, right, for the FCC on the MPC-1 XL or 1, 2. I don't know why they'd have 2 XLs. I don't know what they're going to call that, but I would think a valuable upgrade to the new 1 would be a touch strip. And if they didn't add that, it'd be kind of strange that they put it on the Studio and then not on the 61 and then just left it out after 2 products. So some key things that I think are most likely going to happen, and I would hope for, is with an MPC Live Mini is a battery. Of course, it's miniature, should be portable. Be surprising. I just had this weird thought that they might just make it double A's, or you know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, battery, and then I think that touch strip would be nice to have in there. And I was thinking about the touch strip today because I've been doing a lot of or looking for programs and controllers that have chord modes. Like I'm pulling up, I got Scalar 2 here, and I think it would be dope. Like pad perform is cool, but you don't have the ability to strum, as far as I know, ability to strum chords. So I just figured this out here on Scalar 2. I don't know how well you can see this because it's just in the corner of my screen, but Scalar 2 has a strumming feature just figured this out today, so that's pretty dope. So it's nice to have chord modes and pad perform, but just having those straight chords that don't strum, it just isn't as realistic as it would be if you were actually playing, you know what I mean? So I was thinking about the touch strip, because the touch strip would be really nice if you would gave you the ability to strum your chords when you're in pad perform, just like, you know, I don't know, by like a swipe of the pad of the strip. So I think I would really like to see that on the MPC Live Mini. I think they would add that, unless they're ditching it after 2 products. I think we're gonna see that, and I'm hoping to see that. So battery, that. As far as the form factor, I've always been kind of saying this, like MPC is more of this kind of deal. I would not mind if an MPC had pads this small. I think someone in my comments said they want to see the MPC 1 pads still. Those are small, definitely not as small as these, but these pads feel good. I love these pads, and I think I been getting really used to these. So you can definitely make a quality pad with a smaller pad. And it's finger drumming. I just use my fingers. I guess I don't have huge hands, but maybe that's a problem for some other people. But I think you're pleasantly surprised that you can still do stuff on small pads, and especially if you're not a finger drummer. You know, I don't think that really matters too much. You're just, you know, and they're separated enough where you're not going to be, I don't know who's got a finger that's the size of 2 fingers where you're going to be hitting like the pad next to it. I don't see that happening. So these pad sizes are really good. So yeah, I was thinking this form factor, let me bring it back like that, possibly like this, and then cell phone size. I wish I had my other cell phone here. Cell phone size touchscreen up here somewhere, you know what I mean? 5-inch screen. I think that'd be doable. I've heard people say they want to see mouse support on the new MPCs, and I think that's cool. Other people argue is like, what's the point of using a mouse if, you know, you're standalone? You might as well just use a computer. For me, leaving the computer environment isn't really about having, it's not about clicking around. I think that's like kind of the oldest argument about using computers to create. It's like it's too robotic. It's not real. You don't got no feel because you're clicking a mouse. But it has nothing to do with clicking the mouse, I don't think. And that's a whole nother world. People click mouse beats like on the FL all the time, and that's, you know, it's all good as long as you enjoy what you're doing and you're creating. But I think the mouse for like grid view mainly, even if it's just in grid view, would be nice to have the option. So that'd be great if they added that to like all the MPCs. It would just be a software thing. And then it would be definitely valuable too if you had like a 5-inch touchscreen, because then you could do that. But the only thing that I've heard about the MPC Live Mini too is the name, or the MPC Live Mini is the name, and then I've seen that people are saying it won't run the MPC software, so it'd be kind of a standalone without the option of interfacing with the software. So I've heard that in a couple different places. Again, I don't have no evidence for it, so I have no idea. Yeah, so what does that mean? Will we actually see an MPC without a touchscreen again? That could be interesting, and I'm not opposed to that at all. I could really work well on the SP without a touchscreen. I do want to see, it would be great to have at least 2 Q links, and I would love it if it worked this way, where, you know, you have, at the very least, if it had 2 Q links. I don't know if it's going to have 4, if it would need 4, but set it up like this. This is one thing that's bothered me with the 4 Q links on the MPC, is that you had to cycle through to get to the end point, rather than just having, you know, your start and your end point here. I got to see that. That's a much quicker move. And then I was also in like the MPC forums. There's a thread about the MPC Live Mini. People are talking about a little bit over there. There's really no evidence, but people are just speculating and wondering and hoping. Koala sampler. So I think someone mentioned that, and I think that also would be really dope if it implemented some of the features, like the sampling features are so easy with it. And that would just take away from the need for a screen, I think. If we had the ability, like say you went into record mode, kind of like this, at least like the SP, but just the ability to sample by holding a pad and then letting go, you know. And then in Koala you could shut that off, so you do press it and then press it again to stop. That kind of sampling would make it super fast. But I'm gonna go in the chat real quick, so let me stop talking a little bit and see what y'all are thinking about what the MPC Live Mini is, or what it should be, what you want it to be. Okay, y'all are really, really active in here. School, hit the button. What's up? Columbus, Ohio. That's what's up. I've only heard it confirmed by Kowalski on his video saying he couldn't say much about it. So yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know. So that must mean he has some kind of inside. And if he does, then that must have been okayed by Akai, you know, like if he's in communication, because otherwise, you know, I don't know. I think you could get in some trouble if it wasn't okayed and he had some kind of inside information. Adrenaline Beats, what's up? We already said hello, but appreciate you coming back in as always. You have a feeling it's gonna look similar to the Studio MK, the MK2? But then again, then why would they call it the Live Mini if it's not gonna be like a touch screen, if it's not gonna be connected to the software? I think they would just call it a Mini or something, you know? And that makes more sense. Why attach it to the Live and not just call it the MPC Mini? I'll certainly buy it if it can work with the plugins they release for the big ones. Yeah, that would be nice if it worked with the plugins for sure. Probably going to be similar to the 4.4. Yeah, I could see it being like in response and trying to like just take over the market, monopolize it. But then it would have to be something around the same price range, which would be nice. And I definitely wouldn't be opposed to it. Like the plugins would be nice, but having an MPC workflow at a more compact size, if it was like even simplified more than, because that was one of my gripes with the new MPCs, is they're getting so bloated with so many features. If it was simplified a little bit, then that could be interesting. I have a feeling that this is a real thing, just because a lot of the things that I've spoke about, and I'm not saying Akai is directly taking these ideas from me, but I see a lot of the ideas that I've spoken about in videos kind of come to fruition, like they've made those things. So, and it's not like it's way far off. They have the MPC 500 portable MPC. I guess it's about time for another one. And then I had a conversation with someone from Akai back before like MPC 2.10, and I was talking about some of the things I'd like to see, and I believe I brought that up, and I feel like I got a little sense from what you call body language that some of the things I was talking about and were confirmed. They were confirmed in like 2.10, 2.10 as far as the browser. Because that was one of the things I had just done a live stream on, and they contacted me, and the browser became a thing, right? I had this idea similar to it, wasn't quite it. Like I had like I wanted to see a key group plugin player, so all your key groups can be hosted within that plugin, and then you could seamlessly go through them all and organize and all that. So it's a little different. They went the create their own plugin route while keeping it separate from the key groups. My idea was key group plugin, you know what I mean? So it would kind of be like the expansion plugin. It's how you have the expansion browser in the browser, but it would be contained within the main screen. If you went into the plugins, click the expansion plugin, and then you could see all the stuff in there, and then you can break it down by category, you know, whatever it is. And that was my thought. And that's why I was also talking about like disk streaming, which the Force has, and is also very different than what I had in mind. It would be the ability to stream your plugins from your hard drive so that the plugin player would work. So that was one thing that came to fruition, and I was talking to somebody over there, and there was just a body language about it, and I think I brought up some sort of an MPC, like a smaller MPC that didn't have a touchscreen and had more buttons, and I just got that feeling. So yeah, so what else you guys saying here? Viral Beats was good. Even if the UI is different, smaller screen, etc., as long as it can run all the stock and purchase plugins, it's a go for me. Yeah, like I said, either way, I would hope that they would want to. You know, I think they would as a business want to be able to do that. But either way, I think I'd be good. MPK Mini standalone. Yeah, I was speculating on that late last year about the next MPC product being a keyboard. So that could be interesting. I'm kind of off the whole built-in keyboard thing, and I prefer pads to some degree. I mean, as long as it's miniature, why not? Do a multi-track view. So just for the overall MPC platform software, that would be good. Not necessary though. I've found it a nice way of working as far as arranging and stuff, and I don't really feel the need for it. Just kind of it's just kind of a standard a lot of people got used to from working with DAWs, and I used to think that would be nice, but even working with this like this, I like arranging with my ears and just doing it kind of manually. So I'm for it, like if it's an option, but I don't need it. I don't think at this point. Maybe the 4:4 format would work well for the Mini so as to keep a touchscreen while making the form factor smaller. Yeah. The dude on his video said it'll be available in black and white. Sounds like he knows a good amount about it. Color schemes. Hope by white they mean green or built-in microphone. Kind of like the old little Tascam recorders. Audio in by way of Bluetooth. Wired audio in. Sampling is also a must. I'm okay with mini jack even for MIDI. Yeah, I don't mind the mini jack for the MIDI, even for the audio in if they need to save space. That'll work, but I mean the SP has regular size jacks. Boss Media, what's up? Yeah, so I guess they've done like the 500 is, excuse me, 500 had AA batteries. You'd have to put 6 in there. So I wonder if they'd go that route just to make it like cheaper. USB-C would be cool. Yeah, that's one thing they got to add, like the SP, is the USB audio out would be perfect, because then they would really just be, they would be allowing their whole market to market themselves, because then you would start to see all these beat makers making videos so easily by just being able to plug USB-C into their phone. So yeah, that's definitely a good one. I think they should add. I think if they're, I'm not gonna say if they're smart, they're making nice products. We all appreciate, I think, but that's something I've been wanting to see since the MPC Live first came out. The OG one was the audio out, and then USB audio out. But I guess what we've seen is USB audio in devices, but not quite that yet. So, but with this, man, I think that's the next level of standard, right? So we gotta see that so we can. I think it's smart, like on a marketing level. Let your market your product for you. You know what I mean? The 1010 black box taught me that very small could still work so long as it is done right. Right on. I never tried that, man. Always looked kind of interesting, but couldn't vibe out with the touchscreen for clicking on pads. Although it can work, like Koala has taught me. Have you ever tried plugging in like some sort of a MIDI controller into the 1010 black box, like maybe a drum pad controller? So pads are actually pretty dope, and I have big hands. Which pads? Adrenaline? Are you talking about the SP pads as well? Like you like them? Yeah, a black box with 16 pad section on the bottom or the side. Q-links are around the screen. Polypopo was good. With an LCD screen. Yo, give me a thumbs up, guys. I don't be begging for that stuff yet, but come on. There's a lot of you in here. You like this subject matter, right? Come on, let's bring this MPC Live Mini into existence. Give this a thumbs up. Put your ideas out there. You know, maybe some of those ideas will get into the box, get into the new Mini if we, although it's probably already made, but yeah, They listen. They listen. I know they personally have told me they watched my video, and that's how they reached out to me. So some of their ideas are probably coming from over here. What LCD the size of this Roland here would be dope. What if they made it exactly like this? They took like the Behringer move and did it. They just hella trolled. Like you could fit like a smartphone size touchscreen right here and just make it this size. That'd be hilarious. I mean, I guess they kind of did, didn't they? Kind of troll like the Machine Micro with the MK2 Studio. Like if you look at it, the touch strip that was straight nabbed up from Machine, right? So maybe they're just a little more subtle with it than Behringer. I don't think I'm making any beats today with this. Am I trying to go to NAMM? It would be nice. I was just thinking about it, but I don't know if I'll make it out to that. Been one time in my life. This would be the year to go, though. Danny Drinks was good. That's what I thought. Until flying with, I have plugged it into MIDI, but not for the pads. Okay. How was is there like MIDI learn? Can you like customize your MIDI controller with the black box? Nah, the new synth they announced today. Oh, Roland's new synth, huh? I saw that pop up yesterday. Marcello was good. Yeah, the SH4D. Marketing wise, they could provoke a bit by taking the SP404 form factor just to create an opposition with the SP, like building the rivalry triggering comparison. I believe that could be clever. Yeah, and I think it would be like this, but just, you know, kind of flipped at this angle. If they did that, I mean, that would be real funny if they did it shaped like this. Just getting off work. That's what's up. Yeah, I work late night, so I'll be on here for a little bit or until my daughter wakes up. Yeah, keep on telling me what y'all think. I'm gonna go over here to Scalar 2 and see if I can grab some chords. See, just going through these song templates, chord progression templates in Scalar. What does cinematic give us? Epic. Yeah, that sounds cool. I'll just sample these. Start with that. Oops. Put these in a mute group. Check, check. Y'all can hear me? USB-C MIDI host port. That would be nice. I mean, that's kind of standard in MPCs now. Acting as a host port. Chilling. Literally, we had a blizzard yesterday. Yeah, it's been chilly over here too. Aren't you in a California viral? For now, my MPC Live Mini is the sample trick. These guys kind of nailed it. Very cool unit. Looks a little funny to me, but yeah, it kind of intrigued me lately. When I first saw it announced, I was just like, nah, I'm gonna skip the videos on this because I didn't want to get deep into it, get gas on that thing. No, this isn't an iPad. This is it's a Windows Surface Go, not the Pro. It's a Go, cheaper version. I usually just keep it off a screen up there so I can monitor stuff and then like run some programs like FL Studio Mobile and Scalar 2. I just found this this host called from tone2.com. I forget exactly what it's called. But yeah, I can run Scalar standalone so I don't have to open up like Reaper. So that's a lot nicer to be able to do that. Ali Star, good evening. Oh, Washington. Yeah. Isn't it kind of always cold out there? Put this one in the mute group. Yeah, so what else you guys want to see with this new Mini if we actually see it? I'll keep you posted if I hear anything. I'll definitely jump on it. And if y'all hear about it, please let me know. So I had the Live 2 for a little bit because I couldn't wait. And returned it like the next day because the pads were tripping on me. I don't know. It was like a custom pad upgrade. Seemed like a bad job or something. But yeah, they were stiff. I couldn't even finger drum on. I can't settle for something I can't finger drum on. But I've been now like looking at used lives again. So I'm thinking about getting a used live. Oops, what am I doing? What do y'all think on a price on an MPC Live Mini would be? Let's just start calling it the MPC Mini. I hope they don't call it the Live Mini. Unless it's really, I guess you gotta expect if they're gonna call it the Live Mini, it's gonna resemble Live very closely. So speaker, perhaps speaker. I'm gonna say speaker, 5-inch screen. Gonna be about the size of the SP, horizontally instead of vertically. Built-in battery, perhaps AAA batteries instead of a lithium battery. Hope not, but I'm gonna say so. So it's gonna resemble. I guess it resemble the Live 2. Maybe it's gonna resemble an old school Live. Cause I'm not hearing MPC Live 2 Mini. I'm hearing MPC Live Mini. $499. Whoa, that's competitive. That's really competitive. I don't know. I think that's what this was released at, and then it's gone up to like $550. I think. If it's a Live, it at least has a battery or AA compartment, maybe in at least a small speaker. Pocket MPC, yeah. As long as they don't cheap out on the 16 pad layout, making it an MPC 500 Mini. I kind of got used to the 12 pads. It made sense to me. I liked it, but yeah, let's keep it 16. That'd be nice. Just make them smaller pads. I don't know why they just didn't make them smaller pads. It was probably because the MPC 500 had the same size pads as the 1000, so they could just like keep producing the same thing and just like, I don't know, chop off one end. And I literally did that. I had some MPC 1000 pads, and if you ever had the 500, the stock pads are terrible. It's the worst. So I had some spare like 1000 ones, so like regular ones, or whatever, and I chopped off the end, and just put them in the 500. So yeah, smaller pads, at least MPC 1 style pads. I would assume they did that, but I could go for smaller ones, like I said. AA or lithium battery, 5-inch screen, touchscreen, or no touchscreen at all. That's what I'm saying. Price point, I'm gonna say, what is the one going for right now? I think if they're upgrading the MPC 1, because the one went down back to like $699, I think. If they upgrade the 1, it's probably gonna be a little more expensive. Do you think they'll put a battery in the 1? I don't know. They probably won't. I don't think they'll put a battery in the 1. I mean, if the Live Mini is a thing, I don't know if they'll put a battery in the 1. Maybe make it an option, but I don't know if they would. But all I'm saying is, I think they're gonna upgrade it. The 1's gonna cost a little bit more. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I was predicting that they are making an MPC somewhere in between an MPC 1 and a Live 2. And that was based off of because they dropped the price during the holidays of both of those units, like across, across the market. Like every store online had it at like $200 to $300 cheaper for the Live 2 and the 1. So I'm expecting the new upgraded one to be a little more than $699. I would assume maybe $7. I mean, I think the one went up to like $899 at one point, so they could go up to $899 if it has a significant amount of upgrades. Yeah, and if we see the OG one is what we'll be calling it, discontinued. I see. I don't know. I feel like making it a Live Mini actually makes it more valuable. I can't really see it being half the price of a Live unless it's significantly stripped down. Yes, the 500 price range would be nice, but I don't know. That's wishful thinking. I'm thinking same price as the 404. I mean, it'd still be pretty compatible or competitive if they went for like $699. I think else they do is literally gonna make it a DAW, leave something for the imagination. Joe, give us as much as you can. I miss the aftermarket MPC internals customization. Would be like how it was so much easier. Is that what you're talking about? I used to do it all the time. Like my 500, my 1000, you could get all kinds of buttons and pads, screen, and I was comfortable doing that. Like I actually did. If y'all remember, the MPC 1000 with the JJOS 2XL, MPC stuff started selling these like tilt screens, like these jumbo screens like this size, and it would just permanently sit at the tilt. And I did that myself on a 1000. Did the pads and all the buttons and made it just look the way I wanted to. It was simple. In there. Yo, it's Ghetto Styles. Interesting comments in here. What do you think, Ghetto Styles? We'd love to hear what you had to think. I'm gonna be right back. True. All right, let me put something else up, see what y'all talking about. Yeah. Polly Popo, appreciate it, bro. Conspiracy Styles. What up? Weather balloons for y'all. Wow, I missed a lot, huh? Give me foot jacks. I think the MPC Mini won't have a sequencer. What? Are you serious? For the 101 Mini, they could sell an optional handle that would also serve as a AA batteries compartment and mobile battery, similar to the handle for the Electron. Huh? That sounds interesting. I didn't know there was an add-on like that for the motorcycles. Polly Popo, you think the SP looks like fun? Haven't tried it yet? Yeah, I like how you can copy things really easy on this. And Whoops. Try that again. It's kind of difficult to hold a conversation here and read this while doing a beat. So I kind of wanted to do both. I always end up like coming into these streams and wanted to talk about a subject and then also make a beat. And then, you know what I mean? Just like going back and forth. And a lot of times when I have like a topic, I won't end up making a beat at all. So it's kind of hard to juggle. I'm trying to figure it out a little bit here. So. Open up FL Mobile. See if I add something to this. I like FL Mobile because it's got a simple user interface. Where's my... What's going on here? So I was trying to pull up the XL images too. There we go. So there's the XL. Yeah, I don't see a touch strip on that. So, I mean, what did they do different? Give it a new skin. Added 4 gigabytes to it. Change the back panel a little bit so you got the Ethernet port. That's what we know so far with the XL. I think that's about it. What is going on here? Seems to be freezing up. Pull up the chat back again. It seemed like my chat window was frozen. Here we go. Okay, pulling up FL Studio Mobile. I like FL Studio Mobile for 3 reasons, I think. First, it's super affordable, it's cheap. The user interface is simple. I'm using it just as a sound module and the sounds are good. And the effects. It's simple to like pull up an instrument and then pull up effects and make an effects chain. You got like reverbs, delays. I don't know where that's coming from. Where's that? Okay. Okay, shoot. Hope I don't get my my channel flagged for that ad being in there. Get my video flagged. I don't know what's going on here though. It is not responding. Weird. Internet's acting weird here. Anyways, I'll keep going with FL. See, what key was I in? I think I already closed scaler. I guess I'll just do it by ear. I'll figure it out. Try the other one. Yeah, say what? Yeah. Let me get back in the chat and see if it's working now. Yeah, that optional handle thing. I gotta see that. That would be interesting. And I like that idea though. Like if they at least had like a compartment for a lithium battery that you can put in there and take out, so that like, you know, if it were to go bad, it'd be easily replaceable. The way that it's set up now, it's like, I don't even, like, I've wanted to do the pad upgrade myself, but you know what I mean? It just looks crazy if you ever watch the video on how to do it. It's not user friendly unless you're like, you know, not for the average person, at least. It could be done. It looks, for me, I'm sure if I sat down and I really wanted to do it, open it up, I could do it. But man, there's got to be like 50, 60 screws and little tiny ones and like ribbons you got to unplug and all that. Oh, that's one thing that remind me, talking about customization. This is one thing I think I brought up before. A couple things I brought up before, but the faceplate thing, like the SP, make the MPC Mini customizable with a faceplate like the MPC or like the SP. People want to customize their samplers. They want to stick a bomb, right? I mean, not everybody does, but I think that having that option, it's just, I mean, it's a sampler just by like definition. It's a machine you customize with your own sound. So being able to customize it to your own look as well. And then also another thing I was talking about too, back when I was messing with Koala and like connecting a MIDI controller, I think it would be dope if, and I think there's some customability, is that even a word, to the Q links in the MPCs now. But if you just had some like buttons like on here and knobs that were customizable, that weren't labeled, that you could MIDI learn to the software that's in the MPCs, that would be super dope. So that you can customize your workflow. To say you want an erase button here, or you want to copy a sequence here, like do like very specific functions that would make the user experience more tailored to the individual who's using it. Make your sampler customizable by look. Since it's already customizable by sound, you can put whatever you want into a sampler. That's what makes samplers great. That's why I love them, because it gives you an ability to express your sense of individuality, you know? And then, yes, being able to customize the look, the sound. You're already there with the sound. People find ways around customizing the look, but being able to customize the workflow of, you know, if you look at the hardware of a standalone machine as a MIDI controller for the software that is controlling on the inside. Like, who's with me on this? Like, being able to do that, I think would be super, super dope. We're talking about weather balloons. Load sounds, play them into a da-da-da-da, going through, so now it's working. Okay, let me try to get back on track. Polypopo has all the inside info from Akai, but can't say anything under NDA. Is that facts? That's why I come in here and just say, like, hope everyone's doing well. I appreciate it, Polypopo, for jumping in, though. I don't know if that's facts, though, but Roland's SP is something else, too. Great resampling. I just wish they'd come with an update to fix the MIDI for customization mapping. Yeah, I haven't messed with the mapping too much. I haven't seen, John, if you've seen any videos on like doing MIDI stuff, like customizing, like MIDI mapping with the SP, please drop a link for me, because I haven't seen any. I think I've seen one that demonstrated that it's possible, but didn't show the process of doing it. Like, I know you're supposed to be able to like map the effects to an external MIDI controller, but I had no success on trying to figure out how to do that. I'd love to do that. MC-909 MK2. Do you have a 909? What was a 909? I was thinking 707, like the 101. I think that's a 707. Need that arrangement. JA, what's good? Yeah, I mean, I think it would be cool for like the whole song process, I guess. I'd like to be able to see my arrangement while recording vocals. I think that'd be interesting. What's great if the Mini targets SPs that will oblige Roland to release a V3 firmware with sidechain effects, ARPs, and more advanced song mode. I want to see a chord mode in the SP. I might even skip out on the new MPCs if I just had a chord mode, some sort of chord mode. But yeah, that's one thing I was thinking about too, because I'm over here looking at, like, I was looking at some chord hardware and stuff, like the chord bot and then the theory board and some other MIDI controllers, trying to find something that would be cool to use as far as hardware. I like the workflow that I've been using, where I use this online free app, which I should probably just stick to. But yeah, the thing like the chord bot, and that's not even that expensive. It's a MIDI controller, it has Bluetooth, and it just gives you all kinds of chords and stuff, and the ability to make progressions. What was my point here? Oh yeah, so like I was wondering if anyone knows, is there any talks of any kind of firmware update with this? I know we got some good stuff with this, but I know there's still some things that you guys and I myself would want to see updated on the SP. There's a lot more potential, and I don't know. I just can't see them. Are they done? Do you think they're done upgrading this thing? So on an MS1, like a Roland MS1? Dang, that's like a really old school lo-fi sampler, isn't it? Yeah, I was looking at the forest for a bit, drilling. The arranger though doesn't seem like your standard arranger. You know, like you can trigger your clips in there, but if you record straight to the arranger, like you can't, I guess you can't copy and like paste. Like if you're to build an arrangement, I don't think it works that way. An MPC without a sequencer is like a bird with wings cut off. Then it'd be more like the MS, not the MS, but the S20. That was the first sample I ever owned, the Akai S20. And then one thing, like back before they started making hardware samplers again, they made like these little sample players, like the MPX 8 and 16. And I almost wanted to grab that 16 because they weren't making hardware samplers, and that was like a hardware sampler, but it didn't have a sequencer, and it really resembled like the kind of S20 layout, but you know, just upgraded. But I watched a lot of videos on that thing back then, and apparently it was like a flop, like just didn't work well. Had a lot of flaws. But yeah, that's what makes me think of when you say no sequencer. No play button. You can't get over the fact that the SP doesn't have a play button. Well, you just trigger each pad as a play button. But yeah, it is kind of an awkward workflow with the SP, like having a separate mode, like you got to go into the pattern sequencer. Like, why is it? I guess it's set up that way because the pads kind of double up as your sequencer, right? So it's kind of I guess it's got to be set up that way. I don't know, but that's the workflow they wanted to stay true to with the old SP. So I tried hard to get used to the SP44 workflow, including the sequencer mode. I don't know why. It's my brain that has the wrong cabling, or is it Roland's? It's kind of weird. It is different. And while the sequencer is still better, did you try the MK2, the Mark II here? While the sequencer is better, it's still a little different. But if you do learn like the pattern edit, using the pattern edit to your advantage, that speeds up the workflow a bit when using the pattern sequencer. Because up until a point when I wanted to erase MIDI notes, I would hit record and then hit delete, so you go in erase mode and you got to wait around for that portion of the beat to be able to go and delete that by holding the pads. But if you use pattern edit, you can just delete the whole, you can delete whole pads, so that makes the workflow a lot quicker just having the pattern edit. It's really, they could do so much more in here. I think, I forget who was saying, I don't know if it was Ben or B Jammin or who was saying like we should have like a visual of like piano roll. That would be cool. Yeah, I've gotten pretty smooth with the SP, I think, at least. But I'm always trying to juggle something. It's like me being on here, like trying to do a stream while making a beat. It's like rare that I'm just making a beat and not on camera. Connect the 404 via MIDI and keep the MPC workflow. What do you mean by that? What do you connect it to? I was hoping, what do you say? Okay, I missed a lot of the. Trying to catch up with y'all in the chat. I was hoping the XL would have 6 or 8 inputs so that I could also use it as a mixer. Would simplify so many average size setups. Yeah, that sounds cool. I'm gonna start wrapping it up here, fellas. I got my girls here. Hold on a sec.
Like my outfit?
Okay, so Daydream Sound is a nice video emphasizing connecting all your samples together. Create a system workflow. Dude's a genius. 2KXL's greatest strength in 2023, in my humble opinion, is as a MIDI controller with built-in sequencer on a desktop utilizing the second sequence function. No, I have not tried that. I don't have a 2KXL, but maybe that translates over to any of the MPCs. Is this G minor? Maybe. I don't know. I closed down Scalar 2, so shimmy shimmy yeah. What up? Yeah. Imagine pulling an MPC out of your pocket. Always a good dirty gritty beat with it. Now drop some rhymes about the MPC Mini. Yeah, let's just start making it trend as MPC Mini instead of Live Mini. But hey, it could be a Live Mini, like identical, just smaller. Scratch some hooks. Hell yeah. I was trying to figure out a cool setup to be able to start doing like my own custom vocals to scratch. I think way back I had like picked up one of those CDJs where you can put like a USB stick in it and like put your own vocals on it. True, not everyone wants a vinyl skin. I'm on a new MPC, but the leaks feel underwhelming to me, honestly. Ghetto Styles. Yeah. I mean, if they at least put a battery in the MPC one, and I can't believe like a few years back before the MK2, the MPC Live 2 came out. I'm surprised I'd be saying this though. Like if they put a speaker on it, I do like the speaker. I just can't get over how like cheap the MPC one actually felt to me when I first unboxed it. It's just so light, and I guess it's partly because of the battery that's in the Live 2. I think that makes it feel like substantial. But like even my like compared to, I had a 500 when I bought the one, compared to the 500, the 500 is built a lot more solidly than the one was. And then it had this like awkward kind of unbalanced thing where it's heavier where on the top part where the screen was at. Chord Jam on the iPad. What's up? And rolling slow with it on the updates. And they're quiet though, huh? I don't know. I tried to Google to see if they had like some kind of beta test group. The MS1 is the SP's grandfather. Well, that's some generations there. I still might want to get the XL though, because I've always been curious to use it, but I don't know, I just haven't wanted to pick one up at this late because 2 gigs of RAM and like all the new plugins. But it would be cool to have like something all in one like that. Like already, like you're saying, you wish it was more like a mixer, but like I think that's, for me, that's all I need. All I need is really a mic input. And I don't know if, does it have stereo inputs aside from the XLRs on the XL? Because that would be nice. Because all I do now really is I just have turntable, mic, and like the tablet audio. So 3 different sources. So I really need just 2 inputs. Like the interface that I'm using right now is a Revelator 44, and it has 1 mic input, and it has a line input. So I'll use the line input for my turntable, and then the USB audio just comes through because it's being powered by my tablet. So that's all I need. $2K XL is the only MPC with a second. What is the second sequencer function? I don't know what that is. Let me know. The CEO of Spectratronics had a relationship connection with Roland. Imagine having Omnisphere sound options. I never used Omnisphere. You wanted to hear me spit on this beat here? I'm gonna get there, Adrenaline. I promise. I'm trying to, and it's slow. I've been redirecting myself to more vocal content since I put out that MPC1 vocal recording video. It's probably been over 2 years now, but I'm getting there. You see me putting up the stuff. All you need is 1 mic. Yeah, and on that note, I'm gonna see y'all later. So if you haven't liked the stream yet, please give it a thumbs up. Drop some comments if you have any other thoughts right now to this point. Subscribe. All right, I'll keep you all updated. Keep me updated on what we're gonna see with this new MPC Mini, and I'm gonna have one when it drops. All right, God bless everyone, and peace. That's it.